Today's tale is from the book Epossumondas, written by Colleen Sally, illustrated by Janet Stevens. Epossumondas is from the tradition of Southern stories called Noodlehead stories. Epossumondas was his mama's and his auntie's sweet little patootie. They just loved him to death. Epossumondas used to go see his auntie almost every day, and she nearly always gave him something to take home with him. One day she gave him a piece of rich gold cake. Epossumondas took it in his hand, scrunched his hand up tight, and went along home. On his way home, he passed Alligator. And Alligator asked, "What you got, Epossumondas?" "Cake," he replied. Don't look much like cake to me," said Alligator. When Epossumondas got home, his mama looked at that fistful of crumbs, and she said, "Epossumondas, what do you have in your hand?" "Cake, Mama. Auntie gave it to me." "Oh, Epossumondas, you don't have the sense you were born with. That's no way to carry cake. The way to carry cake is to put the cake on your head, put a hat on your head, and come along home. Do you hear me, Epossumondas?" "Yes, Mama." By and by on another day, when Epossumondas was visiting his auntie, this time she gave him a pound of freshly churned butter to take home with him. Epossumondas put it on his head, put a hat on his head, and went along home. On his way home, he passed Raccoon, and Raccoon asked, "What you got, Epossumondas?" "Butter," he replied. Don't look much like butter to me," said Raccoon. When Epossumondas got home, his mama looked at him, and she said, "Epossumondas, what do you have in that hat?" "Butter, Mama. Auntie gave it to me." "Oh, Epossumondas, you don't have the sense you were born with. That's no way to carry butter. The way to carry butter is to wrap it up in some leaves and carry it down to the brook and cool it in the water and cool it in the water and cool it in the water, and then you take it up carefully in your hands and come along home. Do you hear me, Epossumondas?" "Yes, Mama." By and by on another day, when Epossumondas was visiting his auntie, this time she gave him a sweet little puppy dog to take home with him. So Epossumondas wrapped it up in some leaves and carried it down to the brook. And he cooled it in the water, and he cooled it in the water, and he cooled it in the water. And then he took it up carefully in his hands and went along home. On his way home, he passed a nutria, which is a rat. And Nutria asked, "What you got, Epossumondas?" "A puppy," he replied. Don't look much like a puppy to me," said the Nutria. When Epossumondas got home, his mama looked at that poor little bedraggled puppy, and she said, "Epossumondas, what do you have in your hands?" "A puppy, Mama. Auntie gave it to me." "Oh, Epossumondas, Epossumondas, you don't have the sense you were born with. That is no way to carry a puppy. The way to carry a puppy is to put the puppy on the ground, tie a leash around the puppy's neck, and take a piece of string and come along home. Do you hear me, Epossumondas?" "Yes, Mama." Well, by and by on another day, when Epossumondas was visiting his auntie, this time she gave him a freshly baked loaf of bread to take home with him. Epossumondas put the bread on the ground, tied a piece of string around it, and he took the other end of the string, and he went along home. On his way home, he passed Armadillo, and Armadillo asked, "What you got there, Epossumondas?" "Bread," he replied. Don't "Don't look much like bread to me," said an armadillo. When Epossumondas got home, his mama looked at the thing on the end of the string, and she said, "Epossumondas, what do you have on the end of that string?" "Bread, Mama. Auntie gave it to me." "Oh, Epossumondas, Epossumondas, you don't have the sense you were born with. You never did have the sense you were born with. You never will have the sense you were born with. Now, I'm not telling you any more ways of bringing stuff home, and I don't want you going to see your auntie either. I'll go see her myself." And Epossumondas' mother got her basket, but before she left, she said, "Epossumondas, do you see those 6 pies cooling there on the porch?" "Yes, Mama." "Well, Epossumondas, you be careful about stepping on those pies." Then Mama went off to see Auntie. And then Epossumondas was careful about stepping on those pies. He stepped right in the middle of every single one. We hope you enjoyed this telephone tale today. Call again every week for a new story.